Hello, everybody, and welcome into this AFC South show number 259 as we're here today to talk about the AFC South. I'm the Texans fan here on the channel. You can check me out over at That Real Texas Team podcast. Down at the bottom left, we've got Christian, who's one half of Titans Table for Two. If you're a Titans fan, make sure you go check him out and his brother over there talking all things two-tone blue. The bottom right, we've got Justin, one half of Unstable, the Colts podcast. He's also a fantasy wizard. So if you want to, win your shit this year, how about you go drop a follow over there over at Kingmaker Sports. And then up at the top right, we've got Isaiah, 1/3 of Third and Teal, our Jaguars guy. Make sure you go check him out, subscribe over there for any and all Jaguars related paraphernalia. That being said, gentlemen, it's been a minute. How are we doing? We got some not so regular participants on here. So what's cracking?
1 week down, man. Bro. Training camp. How can you not like training camp? That means football is back, baby.
We are so close to no more Sundays for the rest of the year without football. Or we'll just say weekends, because I love college football too.
There we go. Yeah, don't leave college football out now.
That's right.
Equal opportunity football watcher. I feel you.
That's right.
I mean, those guys might be on our team, so you got to scout them out.
It's true.
That's right. Some of the Powder Puff girls are pretty tough, man.
It's like watching the real UT and Gunnar Helm hook 'em horns.
The real UT.
Oh, volunteer. Y'all don't even get paid.
Volunteer. Brother, what?
What?
You're a Longhorn.
Volunteer
You get eaten, fucking turned into jerky.
Well, Longhorns are actually more of show cows, not really eating cows, because they're very muscular and there's not a lot of fat on them.
I don't know shit about
talk for another time.
Because I ain't a bitch.
I
Anyway,
didn't think I was going to hear cow semantics on here today.
you buckle up, buddy. It's about to get fucking crazy.
When you purchase beef by the pound like I do, you got to know your cow.
God, I want to say a mama joke so bad.
You'd have to get around yours first to do it. So,
damn.
I said I wanted to, fool.
I don't blame you for not wanting to make that trek, Justin. I get it.
Actually, never mind.
That's a mama joke.
Look, gentlemen, what kind of news have we got coming out of camp? Anything that is particularly peculiar?
Peculiar.
I don't know who wants me to go first.
Yeah, go for it. Fucking dive on the.
Who has the most exciting news?
I don't know if it's exciting news. I guess it's I don't know if it's peculiar for Jeff Simmons to be punching anybody, actually. But he did it again this year. He's always in a fight, man. It was Taylor Lewan a few years back when he was still here. It's kind of the reason we like Jeff is his fire and stuff. But he's got to clean it up because he is one of those players that gives you those 15-yard penalties at a bad time. It tends to happen sometimes. Austin Schlottman, one of Brian Dable's guys that was brought in on the offensive line. One of those guys I'm kind of questioning, to be honest. His offensive line terrifies me. And J.C. Latham, both of them kind of getting into it with Jeff Simmons, and it led to him throwing a punch and punching J.C. Latham. And I appreciate how Robert Saleh kind of answered that in the press conference when asked about it. He said, Jeff threw a punch, and if this was a real game, he'd get ejected. So he was ejected from practice. Jeff was asked to leave, and I think Robert Saleh appreciates the fast and violent nature, of someone like a Jeff, but you got to lock that in, man. So that's the most peculiar thing I would say from Titans camp, anyway.
That's fair. I mean,
a fight's always fun. Always exciting.
The fight's always fun. It's the time. It's fight season,
Yeah. If my players aren't fighting, then I know they don't have that passion. They don't have that fire.
That's what I'm saying, man.
I was
kind of happy to see a guy like Schlottman and a guy like JC's. I'm like, okay, like that part of me was like, all right, man, this is kind of cool to see. So because we're really questioning those linemen, man. So I like to see him getting gritty.
I want linemen to fight. Like, those should be the toughest SOBs on my team. I want linemen to fight.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Every time they start talking about preseason fights, I think about Martellus Bennett, where he would just even if he got beat on a rep or something, he's throwing punches. He can't let somebody think they're better, like that he's not tough or something, bro.
Yeah, right.
Dude, Jeff versus Keelan and Wyatt Teller, shit. I'd pay for that. I'd pay for that pay-per-view.
How much would you pay for that?
A couple bucks.
$1
okay.
million.
Yeah, nothing crazy. I'm not going to break the bank on that one, but if everybody pitched in a couple bucks, they're sitting on M's just for fucking fighting. Any other news that you guys feel worthy or doesn't really fit into any of our later on the docket categories?
I mean, if we're talking about violations and bad stuff like that, our newly signed corner, Cam Taylor-Britt, got suspended 1 game for violating the NFL personal conduct policy. It all stems from a reckless driving charge he caught back in Cincinnati. So, I mean, depending on it, I don't want to undersell and say, oh, it's nothing major, but I don't know. So we're down.
It sounds like something they maybe knew was coming anyway. It's not like a surprise or anything.
Yeah, I mean, cool. It's 1 game. Like I said, I don't want to speculate on what the reckless driving is because that's such a broad kind of blanket there. You never know, but especially with the crazy drivers we've had in the recent past. But man, as far as news go, man, JT got a big extension, so he added to his bag even more. They got another 2 years, $44 million, and there we go. Look, perfect segue. So, he added to his extension with $39 million of it guaranteed. So that's pretty good to know you got JT locked up till he's like 30 or something like that. So, so that's always great to get your pretty much face your franchise at this point.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as other signings, only name that anybody might recognize is going to be Pharaoh Brown, tight end, former Houston Texan. Other than that, man, we got no other signings, extensions of note in Colts country. How about y'all?
The Texans have brought in Jadeveon Clowney, former first overall draft pick for the Houston Texans. Was that 2014? It feels right.
Overall.
Yeah. After having 8.5 sacks last year for the Dallas Cowgirls, leading the team, he only played in 13 games. He's going to be coming in as defensive end number 3, which is a fucking hell of a spot to have him in there. He's still a freak athlete. He definitely secures a lot of depth in that position for us, and we're excited about that one. Less important on the signings front, Sion Takitaki. I think he's a former Patriot, if I'm not mistaken, but he's a linebacker who is really more of a run stopper. He's kind of a one-trick pony, not so good in pass coverage. You could make that same statement about this next guy, as Henry To'oTo'o was handed a 2-year, $16 million extension. And, a lot of people were very critical of his pass coverage last year. And so far through training camp, that has been the complete opposite situation. He's been in the hip pocket of everybody he's had to cover, and he's been in a place to make a play about every time he could be. That's pretty much it from the Texans' perspective.
I mean, it's always good when you're locking down quality players, even if they're not like world beaters. If you got somebody who fits your system, knows your system, and is a good locker room guy, and you don't have to worry about like, oh man, are they gonna mess up this play? I feel like that's a good quality piece. So good for him, man.
Yeah. Anything else, Isaiah? You got any signings or extensions out in Duval country?
No, just Jelani Tavai, and then they're still kind of working on Parker Washington's extension. But we'll kind of see what comes out of that. I don't really love Parker Washington, great receiver. But some of the guys they drafted this year kind of seem like they could be looked at as a potential replacement for him. Like Josh Cameron and CJ Williams, because Parker is kind of our wide receiver 3/4, depending on Travis Hunter's on that side of the field. So we'll see, man. I don't want to overpay him, and then have those other guys locked up. So we'll see.
Yeah, that's fair. It's fair. Christian, got any Titans signings, or have we already talked about?
No, there was a big one today, actually, extension, though, locked in Skoronski, 4-year, $100 million. So Titans fans can get that off their mind. That's been a big topic of conversation this offseason. That kind of locks up him and Jeff. Those were the two big contracts that we needed to be addressed. And then there's just a few depth and camp bodies. Honestly, only one of these names really rings a bell. We have a defensive back, Derek Canteen, and then Caitlin Saunders, who's the one I'm slightly familiar with. And then I hope I'm saying this name right, another defensive tackle, Laki Kasi. I don't know how to say that, man. I feel like I butchered it. But yeah, just depth pieces and possible depth pieces. Maybe Caitlin Saunders is the only one I can see maybe being depth piece on the roster.
Yeah.
The other guys are just big bodies, like I said. So. But yeah, the big one obviously is Peter Skoronski and Lockett. Big time for Titans fans.
Okay. Well, look, let's pivot to the roster bubble. Last time we talked about guys who were on the roster bubble. Now we've seen 8 days of camp. So what updates do we have for the roster bubble? Have those guys in any way, shape, or form proven or disproven you're putting them on the roster bubble?
Who wants to lead?
I'll dive on this. So yeah, I think a lot of the guys that I put on the roster bubble, when I think about it, is Lewis Bond, Blake Fisher, Jarrett Patterson, probably any of the defensive ends not named Will Anderson, Clowney, or Daniil Hunter. Pretty much all of them are interchangeable.
Pretty safe names, yeah.
Yeah. There's a gentleman named Stephen Hall that I believe, brought in as an undrafted free agent corner from the University of Missouri. And he is an absolute physical freak. He does not look like he's built like a corner. He looks like a fucking linebacker out there. And what's crazy, though, is you look at his like height and weight stats, and you're like, that's about right for a corner. And then you see him, and you're like, that's Andre Johnson. What is he doing here? Like, it just doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
He is probably going to be at some point transitioning into the safety role or whatever Jalen Petrie does, potentially even a linebacker. But he is on the very, very bottom of the roster bubble. And it's a huge long shot for him, but he would be interesting to make this team. I would say Jarrett Patterson's more likely out the door than I even thought beforehand. I think Blake Fisher coming into camp and having his best performance so far as a Houston Texan, it's really going to make it difficult for roster cut down. Brevin Jordan got hurt again, so he's probably on his way out, honestly, which sucks for him. But in the last 3 seasons, he's just not been able to play at all.
Right.
And then I guess it's kind of just a win, not necessarily that Tank Dell's not going to make the roster. He's probably going to be put on a list at some point. But the fact Tank Dell's even at camp is a big deal.
Bro, let's go. Tank Dell.
He's like participating in shit. He's running around. He's doing shit. He's not participating in the team drills, though. It's all individual stuff. So, he's got a long road still ahead of him, but that alone. But there's a good shot he is on a list, and that elevates someone like Lewis Bond to the active roster.
I think in some way we're all kind of rooting for him, man. Even as a Titans fan, I could say it'd be nice. I don't want him to be causing y'all to beat us too much. You know what I'm saying?
I'm a massive Tank Dell fan. Like even coming out of college at a U of H. I mean, when CJ Stroud, your draft pick that year, specifically says, "Hey, please draft me this guy," and they didn't even play together, but when he specifically asked the GM, "Please draft me this guy," like, bro, come on, you can't replace that when your quarterback has that kind of faith in you. And keep in mind, CJ Stroud played with some dogs at wide receiver at Ohio State, so that says something to me. Plus, every time Tank Dell's on the field, it's like, man, this guy's about to go off. He could do anything with the ball in his hand.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy, but it looks like he's lost weight.
I don't know how that's been able to work out.
I mean, you're not wrong, but you would figure he'd gain something there. But no, he looks leaner.
At least work the upper body, something.
Yeah, put some.
Usually, when you hurt your leg, you could still do some bench press, right?
Yeah, no, I mean he's probably soaking wet in a parka, about 155 pounds.
Yeah, he never was a big guy though.
Yeah, well, but even still, like coming back from that, you would hope that there'd be some sort of something.
Get that man a protein shake.
For real. All right, anybody?
Yeah, I'll go. So the Colts have a few names here. So a couple of them that I think are on the roster bubble. It might be controversial. I'll leave the most controversial one for the end. But the first one I want to start with is Spencer Schrader, place kicker, who last season was well-traveled, all this, finally found a home back in Indianapolis, was doing so great, and then gets hurt. But right now he's competing with Blake Group or Groupie, however you want to say it, for the starting job. And Group is he's just doing good, man. He's not making mistakes. And I know place kicker doesn't seem very important, but ask Adam Vinatieri how important being a kicker is.
It's important.
Hall of Fame.
We can't minimize it too much,
But I mean, Adam Vinatieri is, put the nail in the coffin for 3 straight Super Bowls for the Patriots. But next one's going to be Jalen Jones, cornerback. And the reason why I say him is because the Colts went from lacking in the secondary to now they have a lot of youth and depth in the secondary, which is a good problem to have. The only problem is you only got so many roster spots. You got 53 of them to be exact. So he's looking like he's competing for a job. Jalen Carlisle, linebacker. Some people might not agree with that, and that's fine. But Jalen Carlisle is competing for a job because with CJ Allen coming in, Bryce Betcher. I mean, so Chris Ballard is doing a good job of getting younger. Not to say Jalen Carlisle is bad by any means, but the team's evolving, and I don't think he's evolving with it. Wide receiver, Anthony Gould. So right now, I don't think we need to cut any wide receivers at all because we're hurting at wide receiver. So much so that Chris Ballard is entertaining talking about maybe bringing in Keenan Allen, who I know Slayton over at Kingmaker Sports, he really likes. He calls him Third and Keenan. I mean, for good reason. But even a hypothetical trade that I've seen a couple of different times involving Keon Coleman from the Bills. I don't know. But anyways, to our last one, the most controversial one here, Anthony Richardson. Okay. Hear me out on this. Anthony Richardson, he's having a horrible camp. Like, just bad. And he's cheap. He's not hurting the salary cap. So on one hand, it's like, okay, do you keep him and maybe try and trade him, whatever? But if he's having such a horrible camp, I don't know if you can keep him. You probably cut him. You got Riley Leonard, who showed really well last year in replacing Phillip Rivers towards the end of the year. I mean, I get it. Wasn't that great, but he wasn't expected to do much, and he went out there and did well. So I think those are 5 guys for the Colts that are going to be like literal roster bubble people. So when Anthony Richardson gets cut, I'm going to be pretty happy. But yeah,
Andrew,
that's all of it.
Yeah, that's
in the comments. Yeah, I thought
Yeah,
so.
yeah. I agree with you. We're all waiting on Anthony Richardson to get put into a new team. And I really don't think it's the Colts' fault. I think Anthony Richardson is a fragile, physical human man. Like just physically.
So
I don't
weird
think
for how
he's like.
fucking big he is.
I know.
He's a sunny day player. And what I mean by a sunny day player is he's so happy when things are going right, but when things are going wrong, he's just done.
Yeah.
So I'll never, me and Jeff always talk about the little helmet tap. Well, I'll never get over that.
You can never.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think like the fact that they've even considered keeping him around this long after that, I mean, that would have been a sign for me to just try and get whatever I can out of him.
Yeah. 100%. I mean, honestly, dude,
Dude,
like I don't know why they
I
didn't
wanted
go
him that year too, dude. I wanted us to draft him
in the draft, which we'll talk about. I'd like to talk about Seth McGowan at some point, like some camp standouts if we have time for that. But
we'll get there. I would say that would be your camp surprise area. So next topic. Yeah. Christian, what do you got? Roster bubble.
Yeah, I don't know who Andrew mentioned necessarily last week, but I can probably guess that we have some of the same names, if not all of the same names. Quarterback, I'll get the big one out of the way, Will Levis. It's kind of a mystery as to what they're going to do with him. Honestly, I couldn't tell you whether you're going to cut him or you're going to. I think the best case scenario is he has a somewhat decent preseason and they can get some trade capital out of him. That'd be best case. But I'm not sure. I see them taking two quarterbacks. So there's got to be something done with that situation, whether it be trade, release, or what have you. Khalil Mullings is another one I'm looking at running back. Former linebacker, swapped running back. Just hasn't been lighting it up like you'd like to see. And plus, we have Nick Singleton, who had a big run today, actually, at scrimmage. I was watching Teron Davenport's reports on that before we got on here, and just minutes before we got on, it appeared that he had a long run. They called it down, but he said that it appeared like a touchdown. So whatever that may mean, I'm not there. But yeah, we're excited about him as a late round running back.
I am
the rookie this year. Yeah, I think he might find himself hopping Tajay Spears at some point this season.
Yeah.
And then moving into wide receiver a little bit, guys like KJ Osborne, Restrepo, the fan favorite, is one. Tyron Montgomery, the rookie this year, or undrafted free agent, I should say, actually. Those guys are all on the bubble. Restrepo's the fan favorite. That's who you want to see, I think, as a fan, but guys to watch for sure. And then defense, James Williams would be a name, but he's lighting it up in camp from all the reports. James Williams, Cody Barton, I think, would be more of the bubble guy. I think they're going to have to figure out what to do. He doesn't fit the system really either. That's kind of been known since the Salah hire. Everybody's kind of known that something may eventually happen with Cody Barton. I'm actually kind of surprised maybe something wasn't done sooner. But that's a name to watch out. And then guys like Jalen Harrell on the defensive line. There's a lot of guys brought in this year. Jalen Harrell's had a few moments on the field, for us, and had a few big sacks and stuff. But he's got a lot of names that have come in. And we're excited to see it all, though. I'm pulling for a guy like James Williams, though. I'd say for sure. I like him a lot, and I just want the Will Levis thing to figure itself out so that chapter can close, man. Just one less Rand Carthon or John Robinson player, man.
Yeah. Did you see the trade Will Levis for Anthony Richardson and see what happens?
Oh, stop trying to make that a thing, you guys. Stop.
Dude, that
could be a good opportunity.
That draft, man. I wanted Anthony Richardson. I'll admit that, man. I wanted the Titans to take him.
You can have him for free. I don't want Will Levis. You can have him for
No
Will
free.
Levis.
takebacks, man. No takebacks.
No.
All right, look, Isaiah, what do you have roster bubble as far as the Jags go?
Nothing really. I mean, still, I think DJ Dallas is going to get kicked out by Jamari Taylor. Seems like he's doing pretty good in the reps and stuff. And then Eric Murray's actually gotten some picks and playing pretty good. So I really don't know. It kind of seems like he's getting picks with the second team guys just a little bit off of Nick Mullins. So it could potentially be, kind of like a cap casualty or like a midseason trade, like a team that needs like a vet safety. But I mean, it's kind of same old from last week. Nothing really new to report.
Okay, heard. Well, then we will move on to camp surprises. So, gentlemen, I'm going to lead us off with a couple here. Camp surprise number one. This is by far CJ Stroud's best training camp. It's not even.
I saw a video of him throwing on the run. That was weird. Kind of surreal.
I don't know what happened, but maybe he spent the entire offseason just committing the entire playbook to memory or something. But it is a night and day thing. There's a steep drop off when Davis Mills or Graham Mertz is in the quarterback position. Like it does not look good when Davis Mills or Graham Mertz are throwing the ball. He's been picked off a couple times, CJ has, but I mean, they're tight window, like the guy had to make an incredible play on the ball to pick it off. And that just kind of shows the kind of quality defense that, the Texans already have, but he's moving up into the pocket. A couple of his throws, you could argue because it's training camp, they really just kind of get there. They touch you and then the play's over. But like in a game, obviously you'd get sacked or whatever. And they let CJ, make those throws, but sometimes he's stepping up through the pocket and actually making good reads. The offensive line at times is giving him all the time in the world, just depending on what alignment they've got going out there. Observation number two would be that Keelan Rutledge is working his way into becoming the Texans starting center. I was a little worried that they would either try to start him over Ed Ingram or Wyatt Teller. But it looks like he is actually just going to free and clear beat Jake Andrews as the starting center. And then Braden Smith is probably going to be a backup behind Trent Brown.
Okay.
That's one of my camp surprises. Any other ones? The defense is doing defensive things. Like they're very,
Being
very
awesome.
good. Yeah.
Adding more great talent. Well, okay, sorry, formerly great talent.
I mean, on paper, he never really did much with it. Like his best year is 9.5 sacks. All right, camp surprises. Who wants to dive on that?
I'll go real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'd say the biggest surprise would, I guess, be Alec Ayomanor. I hesitated for a second because I've been chirping him since we drafted him. He's been nothing but great news the whole time. He's been probably our top offensive player in training camp so far. Just going up and getting the ball, man, and that's great to hear, man. I've had high hopes for him, man, because I enjoyed watching him in college. Burn Travis Hunter, by the way. But yeah, man. And on defense, the biggest one would be Anthony Hill Jr. has been great. Had a big day with 2 interceptions. And I already mentioned James Williams. He's been another one. So it's nice to see the linebackers because, we've got Cedric Gray in there, and to see 2 guys kind of coming along and showing promise in practice at training camp is good. But yeah, everything with Carnell Tate's been good too. Nothing really of concern, really. It's been great news with him as well. It's nice to see. They had a big one-handed snag in the scrimmage today. I was watching the video of that on TikTok before we got on. But yeah, obviously we have high hopes for him, and Gunnar Helm actually I think had some nice plays as well. I think his name's been popping up through training camp. So a lot of young guys that are showing some promise. So that's good to see, man. I think we're top 5 in the league with players under 25. So that's good, and it's good to see some of them kind of coming along and doing some things and showing some promise for this young team, man, that struggled.
Hell yeah. All right. Who wants to go next? Don't all jump at once.
You muted,
I'm muted.
Justin.
Sorry.
Okay.
So camp surprises so far. Looking at it seems kind of menial, but the wide receiver 3 battle has emerged as for some reason a talking point for the Colts camp between Ashton Doolin and Nick Westbrook-Akine, former Titan, by the way. So,
yeah, we love him, man.
Both of them are looking really good, though. So I can't like kind of throw shade and say, oh, it's wide receiver 3, this and that, because we don't have a wide receiver 3 right now. I mean, it's Alec Pierce, Josh Downs, and then Tyler Warren. I mean, who's your tight end? So that's Tyler Warren's kind of our wide receiver 3 right now. But anyway, so that's what they're talking about. And I don't know if he counts as a surprise because I don't think anybody ever doubted, but AJ Halsey, safety out of LSU that we drafted, the rookie this year. Lou Anarumo just cannot stop raving about this kid. I mean, even other players saying he looks like a seasoned veteran already. He's making adjustments that 5-year guys and stuff make. And this is a quote from Lou Anarumo, Colts defensive coordinator. He, and I quote, has not had a mental error to his recollection. For a rookie to come in and not have a mental error yet, one that shows that he's preparing and that he is seasoned and he's ready. So
disciplined.
It doesn't surprise me, though, because LSU usually always puts out good defensive backs. I mean, it's DBU in my eyes. I mean, ever since Tyrann Mathieu. Like, I love me some Tyrann Mathieu.
Honey Badger.
Oh, yeah. But, yeah, so A.J. Halsey, I'd say it was probably a camp surprise. Other camp surprise would be Seth McGowan, rookie 7th-round pick, who fell really hard because he had some issues in college. The Colts took a risk on him, and so much so that he's looking to replace DJ Giddens as the RB2 behind Jonathan Taylor. Seth McGowan, somebody like I looked at a couple of years in college and looked really good. So to be able to get a steal like this kid in the 7th round, and then now he's looking great in camp, I'm pretty happy with Seth McGowan. So the running backs are looking pretty good, and our secondary is looking pretty good if A.J. Halsey is everything that I expected he was. I mean, I took him a couple mock drafts that we had here on the show. I tried to get A.J. Halsey everywhere. So those are our big standouts right there.
Okay. Hell yeah. Valid. Isaiah?
I know I kind of mentioned it earlier, but CJ Williams and Josh Cameron, both rookie wide receivers, are actually playing really well. They're catching everything that's thrown to them, and they are kind of just. I mean, they're just playing well. Like it's not. I'm not saying it's making Parker Washington expendable, but like when you think about paying your wide receiver 3/4 potentially as much as we'd have to pay him to compete with other teams, and you got 2 guys in camp, which of course is still camp. We'll see. But they're making plays, and one of them in Josh Cameron is similar 40 time. He's 3 inches or 2 inches taller and like 20 pounds heavier and moves like him and is more of a contested ball guy. So, it's just one of those things where as I see more plays from them, we'll see once we get into the season. But that's kind of been a surprise that 2 guys that were, I believe, 6th and 7th round picks or 5th and 6th round picks are playing really well. Trevor Lawrence has had nothing but praise for him, saying they just always seem to be in the right place at the right time, and that they're just coming down with what he's throwing to them. So, I'll be interested to see more as camp progresses and we get into the preseason.
Okay. All right. Well,
I'm still dying on the hill that Trevor Lawrence is a good quarterback.
I mean, I don't think it's that much of a hill to die on anymore. I mean, he's just.
Well, hold on. I've been saying this for the past 2 years when he was doing bad too. So this, Isaiah.
No, I know.
Not as maybe. I All right. So for those who are new here to the channel, we usually about this time of the year are, hip deep in our top 25 players of the AFC South. And we are right on pace for that. Here's the top 5 though. We got Will Anderson Jr., number 1, Trevor Lawrence, number 2, number 3, Jeff Simmons, number 4, Jonathan Taylor, number 5, Derek Stingley Jr. 6 through 10, Daniil Hunter, number 6, number 7, Quentin Nelson, number 8, Nico Collins, number 9, DeForest Buckner, number 10, Peter Skolronski. At number 11, we've got Tyler Warren. Number 12, we got Foye Oluokun. At number 13, we've got Alec Pierce. Number 14, Aziz Alshire. And number 15, Cedric Gray. So, gentlemen, what are we doing 16 through 20 today? There's, for the Texans, no Jalen Petrie on this list yet. No Kamari Laster. No Kalen Balak. Trying to think.
Because you said they had to been on the roster last year, right?
Yep.
Correct. So rookies are not usually going to – we're not doing rookies.
No rookies, no new additions to the team.
Correct.
Okay. All right. So make sure the rules haven't changed.
Yep. I'm probably going to make my bid for Antonio Johnson here.
Yeah. I was thinking – because last we left off, it was like we were talking about Antonio Johnson and Jalen Petrie being, by PFF standards, number 1 and 2.
Yeah. And then Bynum is up there too. I think he was like 3 or 4 on the list in terms of like overall rating. We have some pretty good safeties in the AFC South right now.
Yeah. Except for the tight.
Ooh.
But
Kevin Winston, man, watch out. Monty Hooker had one bad season, man. Let's just see what happens, man. All right? He's been solid except for one.
Andrew made the thing about like he was the most underrated safety in the league.
Yeah, last year he like went crazy about how he didn't make the list and how he's the most underrated safety in the league, and then he didn't have a good season.
Yeah,
yeah, he did, really man. He did have a bad year though.
So I have about 11 names here that I'd like to see us talk about between the 16 and 25 list.
Okay.
So we've already got. I think there needs to be a quarterback in this 16 through 20 for sure. So here's the names I got right here. Tell me, and it's fine. I'm just throwing out some names. So I got Daniel Jones, Josh Downs, Cam Ward, Tony Pollard, J.C. Latham, Jermaine Johnson because he was traded to the team. So technically he ended the season on the team. Amani Hooker, Parker Washington, Trayvon Walker, Travis Hunter, Jaden Higgins, Cam Bynum, and C.J. Stroud.
Jermaine Johnson was traded in the offseason.
Was he?
Yeah, he was.
Okay, we'll just scratch him off the list. That sucks because he should definitely be on. I like Jermaine Johnson.
I'm having to remember what this
between
list
16 and 20 right here. We need to add a quarterback because Cam Ward showed promise, right? Daniel Jones was leading the Colts to the highest scoring offense in the NFL at one point. But C.J. Stroud did not great last year, but I still think he's a good quarterback.
All right, go to the next for me, Curtis.
Yeah, I got you, big dog.
All these names.
So if I had to prioritize, I mean, not prioritize, but like the bigger names here, I would say if we're basing it on last year's success, Parker Washington looked good. Daniel Jones looked good before he got hurt.
My thing about Washington, like to be like as completely unbiased as possible, just the way I think this offense is going to run. I don't think that he's going to have even near like 1,000 yards or 800 yards. He might have 800, but like I think we're going to spread the ball out so much that I can't see him being like amazing this season in terms of like pure numbers. But I still think he's good. But like I would probably leave him out of the top 25 just based on what we're doing right now.
Okay. Then if we're doing projection also, then that's Daniel Jones.
That's part of the reason I would say Daniel Jones is kind of a mystery to me, is because, like, yes, he was playing good last year, but then he got hurt, and we haven't seen him much since the injury. So, like, I don't know how to project
Yeah, I
him
mean,
for
he's
this
looking
year.
really good in camp. I know this is camp. You're right. They're not allowed to touch quarterback. I get it, but I mean, he's dimes again. He's looking great.
But yeah, I think this might be a safety run here between Petrie, Johnson, and Bynum. Just because they were all top 5 safeties in the league last year, which is crazy to think about. But yeah, I mean, I would say between now and 25, the three of them need to make an appearance. Also, too,
Sauce
are
Gardner?
we
I
are?
know
I
he
think
didn't play
Sauce
much last year.
Yeah, he's not on the list yet. Yeah, I
I mean,
mean, that was part of it. Was mainly because
corner.
he didn't play last year. Was kind of our thing there.
He
but
should
also
not
too, like,
be on this list though.
this is kind of where we're starting to get into the guys who it's kind of a mystery either last year or this year.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to think
hold on.
of.
We're still on 16 still, right?
Yeah,
Yep.
Yeah, we're still on 16.
Did you mention, was Tony Pollard one of those names you mentioned? I'm sorry, I was trying to write what you
Yeah, I said Tony Pollard. Yeah, for sure.
Also, Curtis,
Tony Pollard and J.C. Latham.
Are we
Okay.
penciling in who we talked about last episode at 25?
I don't even remember who it was.
Andrew is very adamant that Cam Little needs to be on this list.
He does. I
was like, but I feel like 25 is appropriate, just because like he's in the top 25 still. But since he's still a kicker, and he wasn't like perfect last year by any means of the sense.
Bro.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, so that's what I'm saying. Like, I think he should be like at 25. You know what I mean? Like,
I think that's a little too low because we talked about kicker being. A kicker can win you a Super Bowl.
100%. But I mean, like, it. The thing is, we haven't seen him consistently knock down 65 plus yarders. He's got the 2, and like I'm proud of him. And like again, this is me being objective, fun guy Jacksonville fan over here. Love Cam Little, but like I just feel like other players are more important more of the time, whereas kicker is like very, very important, but very, very situational because you need the other guys to get us in those spots.
And I definitely get where you're coming from because like here's some names that I would rank higher than Cam Little right now. Sauce
I was going to
Gardner,
ask y'all that if y'all were taking position into account, you know what I'm saying? So
Tony Pollard and Daniel Jones. I would put those 5 above Cam Little right now. So I get what you're saying, Isaiah, for sure.
if y'all are taking position into account,
I mean, not necessarily, but like necessarily. Like, I'm only really doing that for kicker.
Impact
Just
to your
because, like,
team, I
right,
think,
right,
should be
okay.
the biggest thing, right?
Yeah,
Like,
because like Cam Little's
I would
great.
say
Like,
quarterback might seem like the move to go here if y'all were like thinking that way.
then let's get saucy, baby.
But that's just me. If y'all
did you say quarterback or cornerback?
quarterback? Yeah.
Oh, like
Or
a
turback.
quarterback.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
and I like one of the
QB,
safeties
not a
too. I like
QB.
when y'all were. I like one of the safeties as an option as well.
Well,
So-
I mean, I gotta only because of the success he had last
let's do
year.
it this way. We're all going to nominate somebody not on our team for the number
Okay.
16 spot. Okay.
Okay.
All right. I will start Antonio Johnson.
Jalen Petrie.
I didn't know what direction we're going. All right. Then I'm gonna go Cam Ward.
Oh.
Nice.
Well, you said I can't pick my own team, or else I would have said Daniel Jones. But
That's who I was gonna say. So I'll go Daniel Jones.
So
I'm
if we
having
go
to look
Daniel
at the
Jones-
list of who's here, so I
I'll
don't
go
have
Daniel
the.
Jones, and we just pick Daniel Jones.
No.
Okay. Damn it.
Because I'm not voting Daniel
Sorry, Jeff.
Jones
I'm
here.
trying, buddy.
I just think it's so much of a question mark for him because like I don't know. We're working on like one really good half a season
Mm-hmm.
and then no play and then like what's he gonna? Because also too part of it that I'm thinking about as well is I don't trust Shane Steichen to run his dog, let alone an offense. And so like I don't really know how like, and that's like like with JT, why he kind of fell a little bit is just because like I don't trust Shane Steichen to actually use his players the way that he should use his players.
All right, well then I'm
Right.
gonna change my vote. No, I'm gonna stay Cam Ward.
See, I thought Cam Ward was a little high here. Even as a Titans fan, when you said Cam Ward, I was like, well, it's still a little
I'm putting CJ over Cam Ward personally, but
yeah, there's more playoff experience, more, he's a veteran compared to him.
But I mean,
wait, playoff.
I guess so we all named a guy.
Right.
Yeah,
So now we're going to go person by person and vote.
You got it. Just go poop. Sorry, my son needed some distance. So what we're going to do now is, now that we've all voted and nominated somebody, we're going to make our case for that player as quickly as possible because, we all like to sleep at some point. Antonio Johnson had quietly one of the best safety seasons that nobody saw coming. Came into action after Eric Murray went down early on and then just never relinquished the job and just fucking kicked ass and took names. What was it, 5 picks, if I'm not mistaken?
Yeah,
and
5 picks.
So, I mean, just a fucking bang-up job on the back end. I just, for me, I don't see how we can put Daniel Jones or Cam Ward above him or before him, I should say.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I didn't hear that last part. I had a quick phone call. So
You're
good.
What you said? What was that last sentence you said? I only missed a second there.
Oh, I just don't think that Cam Ward or Daniel Jones should be on this list before Antonio Johnson.
Well, I'll just forget like the importance of position thing because that's kind of where I was basing it off of. You know what I mean? But I get why it's tough to put either one of those names there. I kind of question having Cam there. I mean, he did show some promise, but he's still a big question mark. And Daniel Jones is a question mark for different reasons, but he's still a question mark.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, for Petrie, I know that Petrie's the one I nominated. I think
the other name nominated. What did Curtis nominate again?
Antonio Johnson. Yeah, Jacksonville safety. Right. Yeah, we're making a case for the player that we nominated. I would say with Jalen Petrie, although he was ranked like slightly lower than Antonio Johnson, he did play less snaps on the year. I believe he was hurt a little bit this season, wasn't he?
Yeah, he missed 3 games with.
Yeah, so he missed 3 games. Yeah, and Johnson played. He played in all the games. He didn't miss any games. He just wasn't the full-time starter up until Eric Murray went down. But yeah, I mean, Petrie is one of those guys that I think any team in the division would take him if he was up for grabs. And I mean, he's been solid year in and year out when he's healthy. He's one of the better, if not, one of the best safeties in the game right now. He plays that kind of versatile star position is what I call him based on what I grew up kind of looking at. So I like the way he plays. Physical.
Who was your guys in?
Jalen Petrie.
All right. So my nomination was Cam Ward, and the reason why I said Cam Ward is because what he did last year with what he had, I thought was very impressive, and now he's got more. He's got the top wide receiver in the draft, in my opinion, Carnell Tate. So, I just think Cam Ward's just going to take another step forward, another year in the offense. Another year with these same guys, and he's got better weapons now. Build a better bond with Gunnar Helm. But, I mean, if there's still a question mark between with Cam Ward, fine. I vote Jalen Petrie then.
Okay. Christian?
Okay. Well, in the sake of not locking it again, I reckon then I'll go Petrie as well because I was going to go Johnson, but I don't know where we go from there. I'm okay with either one of those.
Why don't we go Petrie and then Johnson?
I mean, I'm cool with
that.
that.
Would be at a
yeah, I mean, I I think we're
That
making our
saves us
cases
some time,
then,
too.
then voting, but that works for me. I'm fine with that.
Yeah, that saves us some
You know
time.
what I
Ethan
mean?
Johnson.
I think you can't go wrong either way. All right, we got 16 and 17 done. Now to argue about the rest of them. Do we just go ahead and put Bynum at 18 while we're on the safety run right
We
now?
almost need to make this like its own separate show.
I mean, that's pretty much what the shows have been. Is like just this and like 5 minutes
A
about the
little
other
bit of
stuff, and then
updates.
just like this.
That's because we haven't gotten to the juicy training camp stuff yet, like cuts and stuff like that. Like that's gonna be nice.
There was football and there were players. All right, now to the important part, the ranking.
It's
And
just nice to
at Colts
actually
camp,
watch
there was
it for
free
once
beer.
yesterday.
There was free beer at Colts camp.
Yep.
I mean,
So-
you got to have a reason
Nice.
to come to camp, you know.
Shut
It's true.
When you're watching the Colts, it's like, free beer though. All right, cool.
All right, so we got
All right.
Petrie and then Johnson. All right, so I'm going to nominate Cam Ward again.
We're at 19 now, 18,
We're at-
18.
We're at 18.
We're at nine.
Yeah,
Okay.
18.
I mean, I'd say Cam Bynum here. I'd say we just go ahead and complete the safety trio here.
Okay, I can go with that. Cam Bynum.
I mean, I'm pretty sure they were all top 3 ranked, like, or graded PFF players this past season.
All
Like,
right, number 18, Cam Bynum.
can't argue with that.
Now, all right. Now we got the last 2 slots, number 19 and number 20. Now, if somebody really wanted to make an argument that Daniel Jones belongs at 19 or 20, I think I could get down with that.
I hear
Both-
you.
both
I'm fine with it, obviously.
Both
I mean,
Colts I want
I
to nominate
yeah.
have question marks. Daniel Jones and Sauce Gardner. So I
Okay,
guess
well,
it's kind of which question mark's not as big, or I don't.
Okay, well, the question mark that's not as big to me would be Sauce Gardner. Like, if he, like, the biggest question with both of them is obviously health, but in the sample size that we've seen Sauce play, I mean, he's generally a top 10 corner. It's kind of
Right.
falling off a little bit, but Daniel Jones last year was like the best he's ever played. So it's like, was last year a fluke? The injury, what's that going to do? I feel like there's a lot more questions with Daniel Jones. So, I mean, if you want to make the argument that Sauce should go before Daniel Jones, I'm not going to disagree with you on that. But, that's just me.
I think in this league, having a stronger secondary helps
Yeah,
tremendously.
actually.
I'd be okay with putting Sauce here.
Christian?
I'm okay with either one of them, honestly.
Okay. Sauce it is. We're going to sauce it up.
I kind of forgot about Sauce Gardner, to be honest with you.
Whoa, calm down, bro.
He gets that
That's
way.
because nobody throws to him because he's so locked down.
It's because he's on the sidelines. So they throw the ball away a couple times a game, so he gets some acting.
Yeah,
We're just locking down that Gatorade cooler for
yeah. It was not good.
Yeah.
I'm just glad
Honestly-
we're one more draft pick away from getting another first round pick.
To invest for the controversy here, I'm going CJ Stroud over Daniel Jones. I think that he had an okay season last year. It wasn't great, but it wasn't bad. But they finally invested in an O-line, and he has weapons around him now too.
Yeah.
And then with Tank Dell coming back and playing, you got Nico Collins still, but they finally did the one thing we've been asking them to do, which is invest in an O-line. And so, will that work out? Yet to be seen. But I think I would put him there. But again, are they super far off of what I think each one might be capable of? Not necessarily. I think they could both have a great season, or I think they could both have a not so great, but I'm not saying they're going to be terrible, but I think we're going quarterback though. I think CJ is the second quarterback to Trevor, just as I'm seeing it right now as it stands.
Right.
Okay. I feel like I can't really weigh in on this because of bias or something, but I'm also one of the more critical.
All right, so me and Christian are debating this right now. No, I'm kidding. You two sit on the sidelines.
The
Well,
team that has the most invested.
I had Cam Ward over CJ Stroud.
So now that it's just me and Christian,
I'm trying to not be a homer as well, though. I'm trying to not be a homer about it.
So-
now that it's just me and Christian, Davis Mills here at number 9. No.
Well, time out, Isaiah. I think that I think I've proven myself. I think I've proven myself to be able to be unbiased when the situation dictates. I mean, I've been on both your shows before, and I feel like I was pretty fair.
You're better than Jeff. Yes.
I'm not saying that, Jeff. I'm not advocating for that, brother.
No. I'm saying like when it comes to bias, you're definitely better than Jeff at like putting bias aside and making like football. Like Jeff certainly can, but he doesn't because he enjoys not doing that. But love Jeff though.
So if we're,
I will. You know what? I will take a moment to say, as a Titans fan, that we have 7 slots left. We're still arguing 19 and 20.
No,
It's
we're arguing
okay
20.
Okay. I think Tony Pollard has to make this list somewhere on these. I know we're just going to do the last one probably, but I mean, 4 consecutive 1,000-yard seasons, man. He doesn't seem like he's slowing down to me, man. I know Titans kind of looked at him as a potential trade and maybe wanted to see what you could get out of him, but and he probably won't be a Titan after this year. But I mean, he's been a consistent player, man. Consistent.
you probably get a solid 8th round pick for him.
Nice.
All
right.
Look, I like CJ Stroud. So, but it sounds like we're taking in multiple things. I mean, CJ Stroud is former offensive player of the year. I mean, rookie of offensive rookie of the year. Led his team to playoffs. Daniel Jones had 8 good games, right? So okay, we can't just live on that. CJ has done more in his time with his team. Cam Ward, even though I liked what I saw from him, and I think he can do better than what he did last year. I mean, there's no denying CJ Stroud does have better weapons and could do better than both these other quarterbacks. So, I mean, my vote goes CJ Stroud.
You know what? Okay. I'm going to change my vote.
Here we go.
I'm putting Daniel Jones here. only because I did no. I didn't look at the stats ahead of time, and I just assumed that CJ Stroud cleared him because he played a whole season. They had the same amount of touchdowns and interceptions, and Daniel Jones only played 8 games, and Daniel Jones had more yards. So I think
wow.
Daniel Jones, what, he played 10?
Yeah, but the Colts offense was on like a rip though. Like they were killing it. Yeah. They were by far leading the NFL on offensive scoring and stuff.
How many? He played against the Jaguars the first time, and that was like at least week 13.
Okay, so he played 5 less games.
Well, and CJ missed 3.
That's a lot less games though.
What did CJ miss? The concussion, right?
Look, are we doing last year? Or are we doing what we think? Because
it's both.
That's a tough one then, because CJ on paper could do so much better than Daniel Jones.
It's tough for me too, because he's had more like success in past years, but we're just going off last year and this year. I think I have to put Daniel Jones over CJ if we're just doing last year, and then really he's kind of question mark this year, right?
The Achilles is what's really killing Daniel Jones right now. Because if he doesn't have that, well, I mean, if he doesn't have that, I think he's ranked higher than Trevor Lawrence. Because
absolutely not.
No, time out. Because of the pace that they were at. So absolutely,
he still would have finished behind Trevor in stats.
Homer Simpson, like no. If he would have finished the year unscathed, then he would have had
he'd had 23 touchdowns and 14 picks. Like Trevor Lawrence had over 30 touchdowns last year, and was a top 5 MVP candidate. Like Daniel Jones was playing good. Don't get me wrong, but like 19 touchdowns.
Daniel Jones was an MVP candidate before he got hurt. What are you talking about?
Okay, but again, 19 touchdowns through 15 games versus 36 touchdowns through 18. I don't think he would have touched Trevor.
15. Where are you getting 15 games from for Daniel Jones?
That's what he played. He played 13 games. So sorry. Either way, though, 19, he wouldn't have gotten as much as Trevor. Trevor would have finished ahead of him. I mean, that's just
We'll never know,
if you're
boys.
looking at stats and how they were tracking, he was not tracking to have a better season than Trevor Lawrence. He started better than Trevor Lawrence, but Trevor started catching him after like week 6.
I mean, there was a lot of games in there where Jonathan Taylor was him as fuck.
Yeah, he was the dude.
Yeah.
Great running game does help a passing game.
Oh, we had a good running game too. We were both top 5 or top 10 in the league. Like we did too.
And then
but
you sent that great running game away to New Orleans.
no,
You let him leave.
the great running game is Liam Cohen. It's not Travis. It's not Travis Etienne. Travis Etienne is a middle of the pack running back in a good system for him that didn't just send him up the middle every play.
What are you talking about?
Travis Etienne's not a top 10 running back. You're going to see it in New Orleans this year.
Whoa, nobody, hold on. Nobody said top 10.
Time out.
Oh, yeah.
I want to remind everybody that going into last season, prior to what's his nuts getting traded to the Eagles, there was
Yeah,
like
Tank Bigsby.
yeah, before Tank Bigsby got traded, there was like which one's going to start? Like
Yeah. Also, too,
There wasn't gonna be. That was just hype.
I think you're having trouble with numbers here today, Justin, because if I said he's a middle of the pack running back, and then I said he's not top 10, you said, well, nobody's saying he's top 10. That implies he's middle of the pack. There's 32 teams. There's 32 starting running backs. So
You only got about 5 more slots to go.
if he's behind 10,
we just got one.
Like
today.
So you got to understand. I think
Tony
in terms
Pollard.
of fantasy football, top 12 is a 1. So if you're top 12 running back, you're an RB1. Top 12 quarterback, you're QB1.
but
The only time that doesn't apply is in tight end world because
it doesn't apply in real football world though. Like you can't apply fantasy football because then Trevor Lawrence is a top 5 quarterback to everyone if we're talking about fantasy football. But a lot of people have him as not even a top 10 quarterback. So like fantasy football is great for some things, but it's not great for like when you're ranking best players in their position.
All right. So in case people have lost where we're at on this argument between Isaiah and myself is I'm saying that Daniel Jones, if he would not have gotten hurt, would have continued the run he was on, would have finished higher than Trevor Lawrence, and deservedly so should have been ranked higher than Trevor Lawrence on this list. But that didn't happen. So now we're dealing with the question mark of where do we put Daniel Jones on this top 25 list?
Honorable mention.
Because of the big question mark.
That's some good players.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go CJ Stroud. So
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Christian, you got anything on this?
Is this 20 we're on?
Quick, Christian, quick.
Yeah, this is number 20.
And wait, who'd we lock in at 19? I didn't write it down.
Sauce.
Oh, that's right. Okay, never mind. I did. Okay, sorry. I can't count now. What do we got on the table here? I know I just said. I'm sorry, man. I just heard CJ Stroud from Justin.
Stroud and Daniel Jones.
Oh, okay. Man, I've got to go Daniel Jones, man. I'm sticking.
assuming
with what,
Isaiah was for real about his Daniel Jones bid.
Well, we got a tiebreaker here if we're doing that.
That's crazy. We're gonna have to do a for sure.
I got a little Mexican standoff here. But no, you're crazy. You're absolutely insane though if you think Daniel Jones would have finished higher than Trevor.
Oh, we're still on that.
No. I'm just trying to make it very clear that is not how numbers work, and like he was not averaging enough to pass Trevor Lawrence in any way.
Okay.
got the coin flip out.
I'm already past it.
All right. I'm going to go Daniel Jones. And that is the
There's
third
some
and
good
final
people on the
vote for
list.
Daniel Jones.
All right,
All right, I'm going to switch back to CJ Stroud. No, I'm just kidding.
So it sounds like we got a
some,
little spoiler alert to close it out.
Yeah, CJ's gonna be an honorable mention after that. I'm not voting for him ever again. No, I'm kidding.
Fucking lose me an election, you bitch.
Well, if I'm not here on the next one, I'm going to go out throw out my nominations for the 21 through 25 since I don't know if Jeff will probably be back. I'm going to go ahead and put out Tony Pollard. I'm going to put out Parker Washington. I'm going to put out Travis Hunter. And I'm going to put out C.J. Stroud.
Maury Laster.
With
Kalen
Travis
Ballard.
Hunter?
Josh Hines Allen.
If we're projecting,
Oh, you're projecting, all right. No, I'm just kidding. That was too.
is that not the formula? Half of this, half of that.
Well, when you're a Colts fan, you have to project because your team's not good enough to not project. You know what I mean? Like, just be like, "Hey, my quarterback's better," and like, it doesn't matter what you say because he is. So,
Christian Kirk do last year.
I don't know. I don't care.
Christian Kirk, not
Hey,
very good.
What do you have? Like 300 yards? He had like
Yeah,
one good
but-
game.
Is that
It
it?
was in the
I thought it was
playoffs.
more like 700
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah, playoff
Nah,
Kirk, baby.
Yeah, no, he
no.
did not.
He had 239
Oh, wow.
yards.
And he
239.
played
It's hard for me to keep
most
up
of
with
the
everything,
games.
man.
Oh man,
Andrew's way better at knowing like all of the other teams' players and stuff, man. Like I don't. It's hard for me to keep up with everybody, man. I commend everybody that kind of can lock in all of that information, man, because
It's
I
only
know
'cause
my
of
Titans, and then
fantasy
it gets loose out there sometimes, man. When you get to like 3 on the depth chart on some of these positions, I'm like,
Oh yeah, when it comes to like defensive players and offensive linemen and stuff, if it's not like people that I should know, I'm not. I'm a skill position guy.
wow, Garrett, very good
so
defense.
Defense wins championships, baby. All right,
Used
gentlemen.
to.
Yeah. Then the refs.
Yeah, I wouldn't know. I'm a Colts fan.
Unstable. Unstable. That's good, Brandon.
I'm not even that old, bro. What the heck?
You're all old to me.
38.
I never even thought about that, dude.
That is
It's so
hilarious.
fucking good.
Which is
Yeah,
funny
yeah.
because I'm older than Jeff.
Y'all have to make an alternate logo that's like unstable with like an older looking like
Challenge
that'd be,
that.
that'd be funny.
It's like the horse. The horse is just old. I mean, the horse
Yeah,
does
it's
have
like-
gray hair. He does have gray hair.
Just the
We'll just put the beard. We'll see if we can
put some readers
gray.
on him.
We'll put some
you know,
gray in
and,
his beard.
Well, all right, gentlemen. I think this is a good spot to go ahead and wrap her up. If you're new here, go ahead. If you're a Titans fan, head on over to Titans Table for Two. It's where you're going to check out Christian and Andrew talking all things two-tone blue. If you're new here and you're a Colts fan, you need to make sure you go to Unstabled or Unkstable, depending on how hip you are.
I remember
if you're-
playing in Baltimore.
Oh my God, Brandon
Baltimore.
never fucking misses, bro. Brandon's hilarious. Anyway, if you're a fantasy football guy, make sure you go follow Justin at Kingmaker Sports. That way you can win your fantasy football league this year. And if you're a Jags fan, you need to go make sure to check out Third and Teal, where you can, catch Isaiah and then in his natural habitat, talking Jags with the boys. And then
Getting
if you're-
jaggy with it.
I think that song was out before Isaiah was born.
Probably. What was Johnny Unitas like, by the way? How was it watching him play?
That's what my asked us. It was like,
How did it feel being too old to get drafted for Vietnam?
All right.
All right, I'm done.
If you're a
I'm done.
Texas fan, come check me out over at That Real Texas Team podcast to Hold It Down with Mike and Chris. If you're a Texans fan, it's where we go. With that being said, make sure you hit the like, subscribe button here. We do one of these every week. And then in the season, we will have a preview and a reaction weekly. And then, you can catch it on any other channels. So, folks, be good people, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Be good people, fuck the Cowboys and the Colts.